Hello parents of Year 6. This is a recording of our open evening question and answer session. My name is Mr. Bingley and I'm one of the assistant head teachers at Thornley Salesian College. You're all very welcome. Firstly, I'd just like to remind everybody that they need to apply for their secondary school place by the 31st of October. The easiest way to do that is by using the Bolton Citizen portal. You can find the web address for Bolton Citizen portal there on the presentation, and then offers date when you are informed about your placement for secondary school is the 1st of March. You can find loads of information out about our school on our website. In particular, I'll signpost you to the Key Stage 2 to Key Stage 3 transition section of our website that can be found underneath the Parents tab. But lots of information about our school found here. We also have a dedicated Key Stage 2 to Key Stage 3 transition Twitter account, and you can find that on Twitter with the handle @TSC 2 to 3, and if you scroll right back to the beginning of the Twitter feed, you can obviously journey through the transition process that we take students through as they transfer from Year 6 into Year 7, and the work that we do to ensure that that's safe and effective. Just first, I want to touch on admissions. So last year, 839 students applied for a place at Thornley Salesian College. Our pupil admission number is 270 students. So, and we were oversubscribed last year. And students are allocated a place at our school based on the following admissions criteria. So you can see on the left-hand side of that table, criteria A to J. And categories A to F are obviously our Roman Catholic children categories. So children who were looked after, we allocated places to 2 of those children last year. Roman Catholic children who live in a nominated parish and attend one of our partner Roman Catholic schools, that's category B. We allocated 159 students a place last year based on that category. Roman Catholic children who attend another Roman Catholic school, Roman Catholic children who have a sibling in our school, and then other Roman Catholic children. We allocated 15 of those children a place in our school last year. And then we moved down to looked after children who aren't Roman Catholic, non-Roman Catholic children who attend a Roman Catholic primary school, and you can see that's quite a large number at 43. Anybody who has a sibling in our school that's a non-Roman Catholic, and we allocated 18 places last year, and then anybody else we allocated 4 places to. So if we just work through some examples there. So if your child is not baptized Roman Catholic, but they attend one of our 7 parish partner primary schools, then we offered 43 students a place here last year. So it's quite likely that if you're in that category, you'd receive a place. If your child is non-Roman Catholic and attends an other Roman Catholic school, then that would mean that your child is placed in category J, for which we only offered 4 places last year. So if you do have any questions about that admissions criteria, then let me know. But it is always the most difficult question I get asked, because ultimately the decision about the allocation of places isn't down to us as a school, and that responsibility lies with the admissions team at Bolton Council. So we do appreciate that people have questions about it, but the information that we can offer is purely based on our admissions criteria and the numbers that you can see on the screen there. So unfortunately that process is out of our control. But if you do have any questions, please do let me know. So what do we do to ensure a safe transition? Well, we firstly work hard to make sure that our students are supported from a curriculum point of view. We work really hard with our partner primary schools to devise a smart step scheme of learning in English, maths and science. Students begin that in Year 6 and continue that learning in Year 7. This year we've also set up a STEAM award, science, technology, engineering, arts and maths, and students have started to complete that award in the summer term and over the summer holidays, and that award is transferred into year 7, and students are currently working on that, and that award will journey with the students during year 7. So we're really excited about the STEAM award. We also offer increasing digital support, and we have, as I've already mentioned, our dedicated transition Twitter account. We have a dedicated YouTube channel which features things like a virtual tour of the school, so that you can see and work your way around our school on YouTube. We have a dedicated transition email account by which parents can submit questions, and we can respond to them as and when that's required. And I've already mentioned our website. And last year, obviously, coronavirus made transition more challenging perhaps than it has been before. So we tried to increase our digital support programme as much as we possibly could. And we felt like last year students got a good deal as far as possible in terms of the STEAM award that we put in place, our virtual open evening, and then all of the other communications that we had through social media as well. I also meet with each partner primary school to hold transition meetings. In fact, I meet with them 4 times through the year to work on curriculum aspects of transition, assessment and teaching and learning, so that we can ensure that there's real continuity between primary school and secondary school. And then at the transition meetings after Office Day on March the 1st, my responsibility with all the information that's shared about every single child transferring to us is to place the students into 10 balanced form groups based on the information that I share with the partner primary schools. So we learn about every student's personal story. And then we have a welcome evening, and this year that will be scheduled for the 30th of June. Last year, unfortunately, we couldn't welcome students and parents onto site. We hope to be able to do that this year. If, however, we can't do that, then last year we staged a virtual welcome evening, and we'll look to try and build on that as a starting point if we're thrown into that position again. And then we scheduled 2 induction days for the 1st and 2nd of July. To give students a chance to come into school and experience life as a Thornley Legion College student. Unfortunately, last year they couldn't happen. We'd like to think that they could go ahead this year. However, what we did last year in that case was we collapsed one of our school inset days in September, and year 7 had an induction day where they had the whole school site to themselves, so that we could try and welcome them into school in a phased way. So we will look to do that through the induction days. And then any students who need an additional meeting with their parents are invited to do so, whether that be for some acute medical needs, whether that's around learning needs or cognition needs. Some students we support who have additional physical needs. So we do invite students and parents for one-to-one meetings in the summer term where that's required. And then once we've got all of that information and done that great work with all of our partner primary schools, we build an academic starting point for our students. And we do that by sharing Key Stage 2 attainment. Obviously, under normal circumstances, that will be done with Key Stage 2 SAT results. That didn't happen last year, so our primary schools worked brilliantly with us in terms of providing teacher judgments about student attainment up to the point of them going into lockdown in March, and we've got all of that information about the students, which puts us in a strong starting position. And then when students arrive with us in September, they go through a process and a series of GL assessments in terms of measuring their cognitive ability and starting points in English, maths and science. Our teachers also conduct in-class formative assessment that's low stakes and non-pressured, and then with that information, the GL assessments and the Key Stage 2 information, we're able to triangulate all of that to establish what we think is a really strong starting points for students. And with that information, we then allocate a learning threshold for the students to work at or within during Key Stage 3. And those learning thresholds are exclusive to our school curriculum. So we feel like our curriculum drives assessment and attainment in our school, rather than allocating a forecasted GCSE grades on students, which we think is quite unrealistic and adds pressure in terms of performance to those students that is unnecessary during Year 7 and particularly Year 8. Some parents have asked about how we're making school COVID secure, and that's really important. So I'll just run through some of the steps that we've taken with Year 7 this year. So we have quite a tight arrival routine at school, which involves all students wearing face coverings, all students having their hands sanitised, all students accessing and entering school through different entrances into their own exclusive zone. And then they go into a year group zone and a year group bubble, and that's where they spend their day. Year 7 are currently operating in form bubbles, so they aren't streamed or set for any subject. They go to all classes with their form, and they spend their time in one classroom, and that classroom does go through extensive cleaning at the end of key points during the day. Face coverings are mandatory in corridors and in indoor spaces, and we're also encouraging our students to wear them at social time when they're outside and socialising in groups with other students in their year group. And of course, when students travel on the school bus, they should be wearing a face covering too. Our teachers are also equipped with face coverings that they wear whilst teaching, if they're moving around the classroom, whilst they're moving around corridors, and whilst they're in indoor spaces with students. And they also teach from within a safe space that's marked out, so that they're 2 meters away from the class, that's organised in such a way so that everybody's socially distanced. And our students also have exclusive break and lunch spaces, so that they only mix with students in their year group. There's no mixing between year groups currently in school. Obviously, we'd like to think that some of these measures will be relaxed come September, but they're the things that we have in place at the minute, just to demonstrate how we're responding to COVID in school. So our school day begins at 8:45 a.m. and students attend 6 50-minute lessons during the day. We break for lunch at 12:30, which lasts for half an hour, and then students go to form tutor time at 1 o'clock, and we see that as a really important half an hour period for students to develop personally and also establish a strong relationship with one core member of staff. So their form tutor sees them for 30 minutes every single day. And then our school day finishes at 3:10. In terms of what we offer on top of our core curriculum, a number of questions came in about our extracurricular provision. Obviously that's proving to be pretty tricky at the moment under current restrictions, but if I take us back to prior to March last year, our most well attended Year 7 extracurricular activities were sports. So we offer a range of different sports and extracurricular activities, including football, rugby, basketball, badminton, table tennis, netball, hockey, trampolining, gymnastics, athletics, cricket, rounders. We have an extensive dance programme and also put on a dance show every year, which Year 7 are always actively involved in. A number of music offers, including a choir, drum group, guitar, and then we also have provision for Bolton Music Service peripatetic lessons too. And we also offer extensive drama opportunities, so Year 7 students have an opportunity to take part in our school production. And then from a dance, music and drama point of view, we're obviously really blessed to have a brand new performing arts studio, which features a drama studio, 2 great music classrooms, and a music recording studio as well. So we're extremely well resourced in that area. Our chaplaincy group do some great extracurricular work, and all Year 7 students have the opportunity to complete the Mission in Action Award, which is a great privilege. And we have a really active debate club, a Scrabble club, an art club, and much more besides. So loads of opportunity to get involved in extracurricular activities in school, and we're really proud of that provision. We run a tight ship on uniform and personal appearance. There's some pictures here on the screen of some students wearing our uniform, so that's what that looks like. And then we also have really high learning expectations too, and our learning expectations are communicated with our students through TSC RUA. So the spirit of our school, we know has become a culture through RUA, and they are 4 Salesian principles of respect, understanding, affection and humour. And those, the spirit of our school overarches 3 strands of learning expectations. So classroom expectations, character expectations and community expectations, and students are expected to work towards all 6 of those expectations in each category. And one of the things that we often get a question about is our mobile phone policy, and students aren't allowed mobile phones in school, so they need to be switched off. So when the students are on site, their mobile phone needs to be out of sight, and we've got to say that our students have responded brilliantly to that expectation, and we have very few issues with students and mobile phones in school, so we're really proud of that. The Year 7 curriculum looks like this. Students study English, Maths, Science, RE, PE, Spanish, History, Geography, Music, Drama, Art, Design, Technology and Food Technology, with the addition that's missed off the screen there of Computer Science 2. And in those subjects, we encourage all students to reach the top of their mountain. And it's an inclusive curriculum, so that we try and encourage all students to achieve the powers of the most able. And it's also a challenging curriculum too. Whatever students' academic starting points, we meet them where they're at, and we take them where they need to go with confidence. And in terms of challenging students to achieve their plan A, because we want them to aspire and to have some ambition, we have well-designed curriculum maps and schemes of learning that have challenge implicit to them. We also have key assessment pieces that support those schemes of learning to measure what students know and what we need them to know. And it's not necessarily the assessment that's the important part of that for us, but it's the tasks specific actionable feedback that really challenges the students to improve their learning. So they're really well designed by our subject leaders. And in terms of teaching and learning, we encourage our teachers to teach to the top in every single lesson, and challenges has been a fundamental part of our teachers' continued professional development programme over the course of the last 12 months, and will continue to be so for the foreseeable future. So teachers have lots of strategies to use in their classes to challenge students. Outside of the classroom, we also offer provision to challenge students in terms of public speaking, the Maths Olympiad, the International Maths Challenge and competition. We offer students the opportunity to take part in Science Club, and I've already mentioned the STEAM Award too, in terms of challenging students to achieve in those areas beyond the classroom. We set homework at Thornley Salesian College, and we want our homework to be purposeful, we want it to be meaningful, and we want it to be realistic, and we want it to really make an impact in those in-between lesson times. So in English, Maths, Science and RE, students receive 2 pieces of homework per week, each lasting 15 to 30 minutes. And then in other subjects, of course, including computer science, students achieve set 1 piece of homework per week, and they last roughly 15 to 30 minutes. And where it's applicable in more creative subjects such as art and design, students might also be issued with a longer lasting project, and they might receive 1 of them per half term in some subjects. And then never more than ever has digital learning been really important. We use Google Classroom and did use Google Classroom. So students have learning to complete through Google Classroom. Sometimes lots of that is around homework and assignment-based work. We are also now in a position where we're working towards having a digital curriculum for every single subject on Google Classroom, so that if students aren't in school, they can access the quality of learning, as close to the quality of learning as possible that they will be experiencing in the classroom with their teacher. So we're really focusing on growing our Google Classroom provision so that it's as excellent as it can possibly be. And that covers, I think, most of the questions that were asked via the email, and most of the questions that were asked on the evening itself when we held the Zoom webinar that I know some people couldn't access, unfortunately. So thank you. And just a reminder to apply for a place by the 31st of October. If you do have any questions having watched this presentation, then by all means you can get in touch by emailing TSC 2 to 3 questions at thornley.bolton.sch.uk, and we'd be happy to help answer them. And by all means do get in touch if you need anything. Otherwise, thanks very much for watching and stay safe, take care. Thank you.